it comes to the people I have on the channel, because I know that my aim thing is to inspire young people. So I always make sure that the people I have on board are, first thing, very inspirational, very relatable. And so when the opportunity to have my guest today fell on my lap, I knew I had to take it. So today we are more than fortunate to be joined by Mr. Malusi Gigaba. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So we're just gonna get right to it. And I mean, when I knew that I'm gonna be sitting here today, the first thing that came into my mind that I wanted to know is, outside the political figure, who is Malusi Gigaba?
After 48 years, that question tends to be tricky because you don't know where to start. But let me say, I'm just an ordinary person, born of a nurse and a priest and a priest. 5 siblings, a wife and 3 children. I sport, mostly soccer, and I'm a keen supporter of the Pirates. I'm a person who really enjoys sport.
We have to honor.
That's great. That's great.
Great minds think alike. So.
Exactly. That's a good team.
Yeah.
That's a good team. So yeah, that graphics. I'm an introverted person.
Yeah.
So you will not, there is a Malusi that people know from politics, from public space, from how the media was projected.
Yeah.
And then there is a Malusi that is here, that is not a product of media creation and fabrication, who is a very quiet person, enjoys quiet company, enjoys my own company, and the company of his kids. So I take very seriously my responsibility as the only son, but also an elder son, because my younger brother passed away. But that responsibility as an elder son I take extremely seriously, because I know what it requires of me, what it calls me to do in my life.
And I mean, it's pretty evident that you've had a lot of family support and people that are close to you for you to become the person that you are now. And I know there are a lot of people out there that look at you and fantasize about becoming the person that you are. So what would you say to an adult that does not necessarily have first of all, the education, the political education, and does not have the reference, like history or the surrounding? Is it possible to just emerge out of nowhere and because of this passion that you have on the side become a political figure?
Everything is possible. Everything is possible that you set your mind to it and get to it. I also never thought I would be where I am right now, and I still don't believe I've reached even the ceiling of where I used to be. I grew up in rural areas. I grew up in villages, in small townships, and I never thought one day I would be a president of a city, a minister. I never thought I would be a budget at any stage in my life. But if you put your mind to it, you actually can achieve it. And I would just say to young people, much as they have role models and they model themselves around these people, they must not set themselves sights that other people achieve. Always try to exceed the levels that the other people have achieved, so that you set your own record and become a trendsetter.
When did you know for sure, or where did it click in your mind that this is the path that I want to take in my life? Or was it gradual? Was it with every step that happened, you wanted to do more and become better until eventually you became the person that you are?
I think it came together when I was in university. And even then, not instantly. I mean, surely we had become involved in politics at very young ages in our lives. I was 14 when the community protest started at the township. At the time, I was young, and we didn't think that politics would end up as our careers, because we had many other dreams. At some point I wanted to become a priest because I was always fascinated by the bishops. At another point I wanted to become a lawyer, and at another point I wanted to become an optometrist. I ended up training as a teacher. And I wanted to become a teacher. A part of me, in great measure, is still teaching. But politics as a career grew into me as I also grew up involved. And eventually I was assigned these responsibilities in various organizations in which I served that made me a career politician, and eventually here I am. So it wasn't something which I wanted to do. I think when we were young, it's different to today. Today a young person could say, what do you want to do? I want to become an MP, I want to become a minister, I want to become a president. For us, to be a politician was dangerous. It was a dangerous vocation. My parents didn't want me to be involved in politics, but I forced my way into involvement in politics, and eventually we reconciled ourselves to the fact that this seemed to be a vocation.
And I've always wondered, what was like growing up like in our household? Was it very political? Were we always discussing those kind of topics, or was it something you found in the streets?
No, I met politics in the streets. When we were young, you didn't have a choice whether to be involved in politics or not. The apartheid system actually beat, shambled, and tear gassed us into the struggle against it. It's a system that inevitably created not only ground for its own destruction, but it created the forces that were going to destroy it. That's who we became. So I met politics in the street. At home there was no politics being discussed. My father was always careful to shape us, especially politics. Understanding the responsibility I had in the household, I always feel like, being an elder son at home, Ingosana, as we call them in Zulu, was a responsibility I was prepared for, I was groomed and mentored for. It's not a responsibility that just came as you are the first son here in the house, and therefore, your son, then here are your rights. I actually was taught the responsibilities that come with the job without anybody saying to me, this is what you want to do. So, politics came from outside, eventually at home, because as things were happening, we would sit and discuss. I had many fights with my parents about my political involvement, especially because in KwaZulu-Natal at the time, there was a lot of violence. They were afraid for me, they were afraid for our lives, even as a family. And naturally, in every household, you do not want to lose your elder sons, to lose the people who must take custody of the leadership of the household in time. So they were worried about me. But after all the fights, my convictions as the struggle grew more vehement, as the apartheid system became more violent, my convictions also became stronger, and I knew I had to participate in the struggle, and there was no way.
Knowing what you know about the journey that you had, would you say this path that you would want your children to follow?
Yes and no. I would want them to realize their own vocation themselves. Yes, I would try to influence them. My parents did try to influence. One thing that they were never going to compromise on was education. So whatever else I would do, I knew that education is the most important. And I saw the sacrifices they went through to ensure that I would want my children also to go through that, to be educated, to have degrees, not one, many. But I would like them to choose their own vocations, because ultimately this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life. There are many people who are today trapped in jobs they don't do, but because this is the only thing they can do. Rather be trapped in a job which you love and to which you give your all and more. So yes, I would like them to follow the same path of discovering themselves and realizing who they are. But I wouldn't compare them to people. My daughter is very good. She's not active, but she's good. She participates in a number of protests. Recently in Cape Town, when Winnie and Kupana was medal, Italy medal in the house, she felt it very deeply and participated in those protests. She sympathized with the Fees Must Fall movement, even though at the time she was at high school.
Yeah.
But she sympathized with it and understood why is it that we needed to support and take this decision to provide free education. My boys are still too young, so however they will want to get involved in politics, really should be their own choice. What I will try to do, to the best of my ability, is to steer them in the direction of the African National Congress and Orlando Pirates.
Whatever an answer. So, I mean, you've obviously done a good job at your role of being a father. No wonder she was enlightened at such a young age. What are some of the things that helped you over the years balance being a father and being the minister?
I think more than anything, it was my upbringing. I always tell people, because I know people love telling the stories of rags to riches, of how they, they overcame the odds and grew up without support. No, me. I grew up with a very strong role model. So my father didn't have much, because priests are not paid that much. So my parents gave me, both my mom and my dad, not material privileges, but they gave me values. They inculcated in me values that helped me to grow up, to shape my outlook and my consciousness, even as I interacted with the world. And without them knowing, it was the strong sense of justice, of equality, of humility, which they inculcated in me, which made me a politician, because I could take those values and transplant them into the broader social setting and made me realize that actually there is injustice in this country, there is inequality, and leaders must be. But insofar as being a father is concerned, I credit my father for teaching me further. Without him saying, son, sit down, take notes, fatherhood is like this, that, and that. No. I watched him. I followed him. He made me do things which, as a child, I hated, but which I realize now was his way of mentoring me, of giving me practice into the responsibility I would have to carry. He prioritized us. We were his priority. We were never in doubt as to what our father's priorities are. He would die for us. And that taught me and my siblings that in actual fact, fatherhood is like this, and that's what the lesson I've carried into my responsibility now in raising my children.
Now, there's obviously a lot that you've achieved over the years. What about your journey and about your achievements has been the most astonishing and the most hardest moment that you found?
The standout moment for me was my master's graduation, because I look back at the journey I had traversed as a young boy. Long distances to school, growing up in villages, schools that were not properly equipped. Many of my friends and schoolmates had fallen by the wayside and got left behind. I looked at the sacrifices that my parents had made and the ones that I also had made, because I couldn't take away the sacrifices that I also made, the discipline I had to maintain, the endurance.
And everything it took for you to get there.
You know, and went into the mid 80s when there were community protests, there were school boycotts, how we almost missed out on an entire year in 1986 because of school boycotts. University, different environment, change of scenery. I had to travel long distances to school, especially in my first year, and even in the succeeding years, because my parents couldn't afford to pay for our residence and tuition. So we had to, I was a lot outside school, and sometimes even on rainy days you would walk to school. One day I was walking to school to write my final exams, and it was raining. There's a bus that just came and splashed water all over me. I got into the exam room drenched, but I had to sit down for it and write and focus on what I'm here for. And I laughed about that thing. And you know, we never were fussy about what our parents couldn't afford to give us, because the most important things were being provided. And I missed out my graduation for my junior degree because we were boycotting graduation ceremonies at the time. We wouldn't allow ourselves to use to honor the apartheid education system. And so when this moment came, now in 1995, to get my master's degree, the country is free, graduation boycott is lifted, my parents can finally be here. I had to lie to them previously for my junior degree to hide my invitation for graduation so that they don't know that I'm invited for them. But this time for the master's degree, I looked at their faces, the excitement, this proud moment for them and for the family as a whole. And really it was a standout moment for me.
What do you think it is? I mean, maybe you don't know the answer to this, but maybe you do. What do you think it is about you that makes you not only unique, but very relatable and likable to young people?
Well, I don't know. I've never had to think about this. I think perhaps in part it's because I spent a lot of time in the youth movement, leading young people, leading with young people, being led by young people, and I got to assimilate the culture of young people, to know how to connect with them and click and relate with them. But I think also because for some of us, you know, people like Phil and Balula, myself, and others, we led the youth at an interesting time, and many young people looked up to us. Because of that, they identified us as their leaders, and they still do. You know, we always laugh even now when someone talks about us, almost as if we are still youth, and we have to remind people that we're close to 50.
Yeah.
But it's something which I can't explain, but it's something which we appreciate. That aura with young people, the charisma that we enjoy with them, the ability to communicate with them in the languages that they will understand, and to be part of their culture, and at the same time to stand out as their leaders, their elders, and be able to guide them. So, but I don't think I've analyzed it that deeply.
But you are, right? You
I'm
do.
quite aware. I'm quite aware. It's very heartening.
Yeah.
It's extremely heartening. It makes one very humble because, as even as I was traveling around towards the second part of this year, addressing universities during SRC election campaigns, the resonance with youth, the reception from young people, the identification of them with me was humbling and quite astonishing.
Um, where to from here? Actually, do you have? What do you want to share some of your plans and your goals with us?
No,
Do you have
my
plans
plan
of?
is to my plan is to work as hard as possible to serve the ANC as loyally and diligently as I have to serve the people of South Africa as much as I have to. Our country is going through a difficult moment. A lot is going on in our society that is extremely confusing, that leads sometimes the people's genuine leaders to be viewed negative, and those who should be viewed negatively to be viewed as leaders. Malcolm X had warned us about this, that there come moments when the ruling classes, because they seek to impose their value system, their consciousness and outlook on society as a whole, portray the guilty as the genuine and portray the genuine as the guilty. And so we need to lead our people to navigate this path, to understand the struggles which still lie ahead of us as we seek to transform South Africa. As it is now, all the productive forces, the productive assets of our country rest in the hands of the white minority. We've got to confront that reality because it continues to consign our people to slums, to informal settlements, to townships, dust townships. Even if they get tired, the fact of the matter is that the distinction, that sharp distinction on the basis of race, of gender and social class between the rich white males and the poor blacks of all genders is still very pertinent in our society, and we need to lead our people and in particular the youth to rise up against the system, to realize that we've got free education now, and that free education was achieved through struggles, and therefore the youth must learn from that united struggles and unity of purpose and unity in action actually deliver results. They need to then realize that we need to unite behind the further challenges of our society. Land ownership, the inclusion of black people in financial services, not only just inclusion as clients of banks, but inclusion as owners of these financial institutions, so that we participate in formulating decisions and policies about financial services, about mining, about industry, about agriculture and land. The participation of black people in creating jobs, not just as employees but as entrepreneurs. My wish is to continue playing my part in bringing that reality to the fore and challenging young people to think beyond their menial existence of the now, to think about the future ahead, the responsibility to struggle towards that future. What therefore will the future hold for us? will always depend on what our people decide as the years go by and decisions must be taken about the leadership of the country. Surely, I'm not going to sit back and disappear into the horizon, into oblivion, as I have also refused thus far. So I'm going to be part of the future of this country in one way or the other. Trust me, I'm part of the future of this country.
What do you? I had decided that was where we were going to end, but I just need to find out. What do you think are some of the practical ways we can use to get some of the youth to be awake to the reality that is going on in the country? Because it seems like most of them are quite asleep and they're not really aware, and they're allowing themselves to be manipulated by the system as if nothing is going on.
You know, part of what, let's take the example of this program, Naranda. It's precisely what we need. Not only to focus the youth on the social lives of their role models, but as we are doing now, to challenge their thinking, their consciousness, because a great deal of what we have done here today is to emphasize a number of points. One, the importance of unity of purpose and unity in action among our people, to realize that being black is still extremely difficult in South Africa. Two, to realize that as men, we must be present in the lives of our children and our families. So when you wake up in the morning as a man, you must mark your own register of yourself. Malusi Gigaba, present. That there is not a stage that my children will go through that I will not be part of. Because here I'm raising future leaders. And I'm raising them now, not in the future. The future is not an accident. So there's a lot of lessons that we would have drawn from such an interview, and I think it's a great initiative. I'm using it as an example of the things that we need to do as young people in South Africa to raise consciousness, to draw attention. Many of us, we spend a lot of time. You know, what has happened in South Africa is that the ruling class has given us two types of media. There is a media for white people, which talks of achievement, talks of stock exchanges, of shares, talks of a whole range of things and companies owned by them. And then there is a media for us, which is gossip columns where people get trashed, where black lives are destroyed. You wake up on Sunday, you want to go into black Twitter because you want to see who among your own people is being destroyed, and you want to sit and celebrate.
That's one of the most powerful.
We hate ourselves. We hate ourselves, and this is not an accident. It's being sponsored. These views are being sponsored so that we learn that we are good for nothing, we can't achieve, we're bad. And so we need to bring ourselves to that level where we say, in actual fact, we're going to defy all of this and rise up against it and elevate those among ourselves who are achievers. Otherwise, we will always sit here and have a leadership imposed on us that doesn't come out of our own loins, that doesn't serve our interests, doesn't share our background and our outlook, and that are going to lead us astray, and we will always be beggars in our own country, viewed as cheap labor. 25 years after the advent of democracy, the struggle is real and the struggle is genuine.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If that doesn't leave you thought-provoked, then I don't know what will. But thank you so much for joining us today. Again, I really appreciate it. And yes, that is that. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel again. Please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And just make sure you click on the bell as well to get notifications. Thank you.